everybody wants to be a point guard because everybody wants to rock.
He sets it up. He initiates the play. He's the general, the floor general.
Steve Nash, Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, Tony Parker. Those are the names of some players who have mastered the toughest position on court. Players who carry the load for their team and shake things up while leaving their opponents shook. The speed and intensity they take to the basket has defined what it means to be a true point guard, and their leadership has defined what it means to guide a team to success.
The point guard's responsibility most of the time is to have the ball in his hands most of the time. In football, they be the quarterback and the wide receiver and the running back all in one.
The point guards, they're like that little compact car, that Mini Cooper that's weaving in and out of lanes, you know. Whereas the two guard is like that Ferrari, that's the Lamborghini, you know. But Steve Nash is just this little Volkswagen Beetle running through traffic, efficient.
The way you structure what they do from a shoe standpoint is you have to make shoes that give them the ability to run the court that is not heavy.
So what Zoom Air technology does is it gets you lower to the ground and at the same time gives you a great responsive cushioning.
There's nobody that can play basketball like Steve Nash. He has a mind of his own, and he transferred that into the way he plays.
We were asking him to describe his game, and he said, you know, I play the game almost one step out of control. Well, that's what gives me my advantage. He's an unbelievable passer, and he makes his teammates better.
He's basically playing soccer with his hands. That's what he does. So a shoe built for Steve Nash has to be built almost like a soccer shoe.
If he could figure out how to play in a running shoe, he would. His point was, look, I don't want a shoe that inhibits how my foot moves, right? I need to feel like I can go any direction.
Gary Payton, he was an oversized mosquito. You know how a mosquito, you out somewhere and they're just biting you? Gary Payton was the glove. That tells it all, man. He was putting the clamps on everybody, a pickpocket, a thief.
Oh, gotcha. Now, this is how the gloves do it.
And I liked him because he talked trash.
Yeah, the glove, did you see it?
Because what people understand, oh, he's a jerk, whatever. Nah, he's not a jerk. It's part of the game. It's psychological warfare. Who knows? Gary might feel this guy's killing him. All right? Let me get in his head. So now dudes all interested in talking to Gary. Next thing you know, you look up at the scoreboard, he's held scoreless for the whole second half.
So the glove is one of the all-time great shoes. Underneath the shroud, it had only what you needed and took everything else away.
You know, he was smooth, he was sleek, he was fast, and that was what the shoe said too.
Interesting thing about Jason Kidd is that he kind of came up under Gary Payton in Oakland, and his game was kind of predicated off of that, even though two different styles of play.
Jay Kidd, silent assassin. To me, he's the true epitome of a point guard. I mean, look at his stat line just last night. 16 points, 16 rebounds, 19 assists. That's crazy.
Zoom Flight 5 is another one, you know, so if you look at Jason, right, he's 6'4", right, he's 220 pounds, and he gets up and down the court like a sprinter. So I started thinking about a track spike.
Instead of the traditional herringbone type, you know, zigzag pattern, it has little nubs on the bottom.
And so a lot of the 100-meter guys were wearing those real modern technical glasses, and the coating that was on that lateral piece came from the idea of the sprinter sunglasses.
You had the eyes popping out, and Jason Kidd, once again, his game was visual, and he saw things that nobody else saw.
I think the funky look of it was also an attraction too, because especially for someone at the point guard position, it's about being noticed, you know?
I love Tony Parker's game, man. I wouldn't know he was from Europe. He got like the street ball game. You know, they're looking like, look at this little skinny kid with the little bug eyes and the accent. And the next thing you know, he's teardropping you for 30.
Oh man, Tony, he seems to keep getting quicker. Tony's kind of from the suburbs of Paris. They play a lot of basketball there, and it's a very up-tempo, slashing type of game. He really prefers to be lower to the ground.
Those Zoom airbags are a lot more responsive than like maybe Shox or Airbag. It provided athletes like a Jason Kidd, like a Gary Payton, with the perfect type of technology that they felt like they needed in their shoes simply because it worked.
These players have consistently raised the game of everyone around them. So it makes sense that the kicks they rock will raise the game as well. So for Nash, Tony, GP, and J. Kidd, there can be only one choice: the Nike Zoom.